Hi, my name's Kris McInnes and I'm a psychic medium from Brisbane, Australia. And tonight I'd like to share another true story about the girl in the House of Darkness. It was a few years ago now, but one of my good spiritual friends contacted me and invited me to a spiritual workshop that was being held at someone's house. But firstly, for people that don't quite understand what a spiritual workshop is, it's just a place for like-minded people to harness their spiritual gifts. Anyway, when I got to this place, I was told to go through the back door. So I walked down the long dark driveway towards this house, and there were a few people already there ready for the night, but not everybody. So I decided to walk through the back door to have a bit of a look around. And straight away I felt this really dark heaviness feeling in the air, like a very uncomfortable feeling. And I started walking through to the lounge room, and there was a dark entity standing in the corner, and just gave me this really unsettling, uneasy feeling. But I continued to walk through into a actual hallway where something caught my eye up on top of the ceiling. And I looked up, and honestly I couldn't believe my eyes, and I know how crazy this sounds, but there was something up there that looked like a really big praying mantis shape almost. It just seemed very unnatural. So by that stage, the lady that was hosting the meditation that night started calling everybody back into one of the back rooms to start the meditation. And after what I just saw, I was quite happy to go along. And once I got into the back room, everybody had basically formed a circle on the floor ready to start the guided meditation. And my friend had saved me a spot to sit beside her. And it was just a typical guided meditation, and she was just asking everybody to start following the path. And before I could even get halfway down this path, I heard this voice behind me calling me, and I stopped and turned around to see this probably about a 13 to 14-year-old girl standing there asking me for help. And I said, "Sorry, who are you?" And she introduced herself as Susie. And I presume she must have been from around the 1980s era, because the style of clothing that she was wearing that night was like big baggy blue jeans, and she had her hair done up in on one side in a ponytail, kind of like reminded me of Punky Brewster, but except she had sandy blonde hair, and she really looked upset and quite stressed. And so I asked her what was wrong and what type of help she was looking for. And she actually told me, firstly, how she died, gave me a bit of a life experience of what happened to her, the poor girl. And yeah, in the 1980s, she was unfortunately raped and murdered, and like thrown into a ditch somewhere, which is an absolute horrible way for anybody to go. But unfortunately, her misery didn't end there, because for some reason in the future she was called back into this old home in one of the spiritual workshops one night. And apparently from that day forward, when she was called into this place, she couldn't get out. She was trapped, and with all that dark heaviness around and that, she just couldn't find the light to get out. And she was being chased around by these other darker energies and entities that were already in this place. And also there was the original farmer that that owned the house, he was a grumpy old bugger, and he was really angry with the lady that was doing these spiritual workshops in his home, the way he would have said it, because it's all against everything that he believes in, with all these dark energies and entities and all of that. Like, he was just so angry that she was bringing all of these into her home. But for some reason, he was even pissed off with this young girl. So this poor young girl was being chased around room to room, basically, for how long, you know, like, who knows how long she's been chasing it for, from all these darker energies, and this typical old farmer in his blue pants and blue flanny he was wearing. And I got the impression that she was just hiding from room to room wherever she could at that time. And so she was just wanting out. She just wanted to get out of that place, away from them. And that's what she was asking me for. So I said, sure, I'll do everything I can to help you. That's no problems at all. And so I was trying to get the light into this place, and I had to do it several times, because I could not get this light through just that blanket of darkness. It just took so much out of me. But finally, I got the light through, and once it was in, it was in. It was a huge amount of white light. And I also asked one of my spirit guides if he could help me track down a friend or a family member or somebody she may know, just to help her cross over a bit easier. And her grandfather actually ended up coming down for her. And I saw her eyes light up when she saw him, and she ran over there all excited and up to him and all of that. And then they were about to go, and then she's obviously just realised, about me, that I just helped her. So she turned around and looked at me and ran straight back and put her arms around me, gave me a big squeezy cuddle, and said, oh, thank you so much, and gave me a big kiss on the cheek. And instantly I had goosebumps all over my body from this experience. And it's just a really beautiful but strange feeling. And anyway, after that, she ran straight back up to her grandfather again, into the light. And as the light disappeared, they both disappeared with it. And then it just, all that feeling was gone, just back down to the dark feeling again. Anyway, so I could still hear the lady doing the guided meditation. So I tried to catch up in the meditation, but it just wasn't working for me. And so I just basically gave up and just waited for the lady to talk us out of it again, and until she started to say, wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers, and when you're ready, you can open up your eyes. So once we all opened up our eyes, my friend beside me just looked at me and just goes, what did you do? And I had a bit of a smirk, and I explained exactly everything that happened. And she goes, yeah, I knew you did something, because you were just glowing of white light, and I could see a massive white light further up a bit. And I just knew it was you. I knew you did something. But I, to be honest, didn't really get much out of that night there. But I'm really glad I went there just to help Susie herself. And that's the best part of it. That's just the best part of the night, to be honest. But anyway, that's just another story to add to the list of stories. So if you did like my story, please don't forget to like my video, and if you'd like to see more like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so I can notify you as I got my latest video uploaded, ready for Friday night. Lucky last, thank yous all so much for all the new subscribers. It really does mean a lot to me. Have a great night. Bye.